American education is often a very popular subject that people like to discuss on Weibo. And Weibo posts about American educational statistics often get dissected as Chinese Weibo users compare the Western style of education with China's very own. And recently, a Weibo post about a family who managed to send 6 kids to college at age 12 got quite a bit of attention from Chinese internet users. According to the original Weibo post that cites the Daily Mail, a mother in Montgomery, Alabama, who homeschooled her 10 children known as the Harding kids, managed to send 6 of her children to college by age 12. And all the siblings who already graduated from college, one became a doctor, another an architect, another one a spacecraft designer, as well as a master's student. Another 2 kids at 12 and 14 years old are finishing up their degrees. Now, despite the parents' incredible achievements, they insist that they are just average folks who just managed to cultivate their children's passion early on. The couple stated that they are by no means brilliant parents. However, they have found a method that works, and it centers around cultivating their kids' interests and making sure that they have a fun day. Now, many Weibo users who read the story mostly agreed with the parents, and some also expressed an interest in homeschooling their children in the future. So now let's take a look at some of their comments.
Even though I really like the story, I think to be able to have the kind of kids that they have is 1 in a billion chance. I bet their kids all studied science-based subjects. Subjects such as history and the arts required a solid foundation and accumulation of experience and knowledge, not something that a 12-year-old can pull off. Another example of the importance of parents' teaching method over educational level. If this family lived in China, they would be fined to death for having so many kids. They won't even have the resources to send so many kids to college. I wish someone helped motivate me for school when I was growing up. Take a look at what we are culturally doing for our children's education. Sometimes schools are not the best place for children to learn. I think I will homeschool my children as well.
Many of you have probably heard of the expression tiger mother, written by Amy Chua, a professor of law at Yale Law School. In 2010, she caused a stir with a Wall Street Journal article titled "Why Chinese Mothers Are Superior," when she described her strict parenting methods. And it's not just her. Most Chinese families in China place a great emphasis on education and achievement. Chinese children who attend school in China often have packed schedules that not only include after-school study sessions, but also extracurricular activities such as piano or painting or violin. Basically anything that would count as bonus points on their college application. But it seems both the tiger mother and the Harding family's educational style could both be effective. According to a new study that was released at the Annual Society for Personality and Social Psychology, it seems it's not that any one style of parenting has all the answers, but the culture of families that matter in how kids perceive their parents' motivational style. The study found that Asian American children were more likely to talk about their family relationships and how their mothers helped them with their homework, while European Americans talked about their mothers' looks and hobbies. Asian American children also tend to look to their mothers as an extra source of motivation, while European children felt that their mothers might impair their motivation if she got too involved. However, research did show that Asian American children had higher rates of depression and anxiety. Now, many Weibo users who grew up under a tiger mom see the Western teaching method as a valid alternative that can spare their children the stress and anxiety that they had to endure. And most felt that it was a more healthy way to learn. Okay, now let's take a look at a few more Weibo comments.
It looks great, but these kids are not developing like normal people. Has anyone wondered if a 12-year-old college student can fit in with a crowd of students in their 20s? How a 12-year-old feels about entering society at such an early age? You need a number of prerequisites to accomplish what they accomplished. Firstly, it has to do with the kind of education that the parents received. They believe that education is about method and not about accomplishments and marks. Secondly, American libraries offer a huge collection of books, a greater collection than Chinese libraries. Thirdly, the American educational system cultivates a child's interests, unlike the test-based education in China. I don't think it's a good idea to have your kid go to college so early. They need to spend more time in school with children of their own age. They need to develop naturally. What I got from the story is that to be a good parent is a career that has a very big impact on the future development of your child. I think the problem with parents in general is they want to live for their children. It's as if they want to make all of their decisions for them so they don't make the same mistakes that they made. However, the truth of the matter is that the mistakes make life more colorful, which is why everybody tends to make them. Who doesn't want their son to become a dragon or their daughters to become phoenixes? The problem is in China, the social stratifications are much more tangible than they are in the U.S. In China, if you are rich, then you not only live a more comfortable life, but you're seen as a more worthy person. The problem is not Chinese education, but Chinese feudal values.
While the tiger mother is an icon that many Asian American mothers identify with and perhaps even look up to, in China, it's the wolf father that's the king of the jungle. Xiao Baiyu is a controversial educator in China who has quite a following. His methods are described as scientific management of child abuse, but was successful in pushing 3 of his 4 children into Peking University, one of the most prestigious universities in China. Now, besides the wolf father, there's also Liu Weihua, the author of a very popular book in China called Harvard Girl, which described how she was able to raise her daughter to become a Harvard alumni. The book details the rigorous lifestyle that Liu led and includes advice on early childhood parenting and an emphasis on character-building exercises. Now, Liu's methods have been described as scientific management to child abuse and include trainings such as standing on one leg for half an hour and to clasp ice with their bare hands until their hands turn purple. Now, although there are plenty of parents in China who see nothing wrong with beating their kids into a good college, there is also a growing number of people who are wondering if parents are actually pushing their children for the good of the child or whether they're simply doing it to satisfy their own vanity.